Welcome back, basketball fans all over the world. I am your host, Advin Lingam, and this is the Raptors Wrap-Up. Man, what a game. What a game. What a game. The Raptors get their heart ripped out and spit on and stepped on one more time as LeBron James, as with this brilliance we've come to see again and again and again against the Raptors, hits a contested fading off one leg floater / teardrop off the backboard and in while running at full speed to beat the Toronto Raptors in game 3 at a score of 105-103 after the Raptors finally claw back from being down 17 points in this game. With the monster fourth quarter, 38-26, the Raptors won that fourth quarter, with OG, the young rook, hitting the biggest shot of his young career, the 3, to tie the game at 103 after Jeff Green misses the second free throw, which gave the Raptors some life and huge momentum as CJ Miles dished it out to OG Anunoby on the break. He pump faked, let Jeff Green fly by, and hit a huge shot. At that point, the Raptors felt like if this game went into overtime, they would have the momentum and win this game 3. But man, LeBron James and the Cavaliers had other plans. Just a tough one to swallow. Breaking down this game, tons of things went right, tons of things went wrong for the Toronto Raptors. We'll go with the things that went wrong first. First off, DeMar DeRozan, in a game where the Raptors really needed the All-Star to show up, he was cold as it gets. DeFrozen finally showed up, and man, it couldn't come at a worse time than this. He had to sit out the fourth quarter because he just wasn't bringing it all game long. Minus 23 when DeRozan was on the court, and just was missing easy shots after easy shots, open shots, and it was just a struggle for DeRozan on the court today. DeRozan was 3 of 12 on the night and 0 of 6 on the night, just from 3-point land. Wasn't getting anything going, was just struggling. The young star just couldn't get his game going, and it's just one of those nights where his shot just wasn't falling. Another thing that went wrong for the Toronto Raptors was JV. JV couldn't defend Kevin Love, and Kevin Love was taking him off the dribble again and again and again, and the Raptors had no answer for it. And then the Raptors went back to their switching. When Serge Ibaka was doing a good job on Kevin Love, they kept setting screens with Serge Ibaka and George Hill, and got Siakam guarding Kevin Love, and Kevin Love just abused Siakam with his strength down low in the post, which hurts the Raptors on multiple possessions where LeBron James was off the floor. With LeBron off the floor, the Raptors could have cut it down to single digits, but instead it ballooned to like 16 points, 17 points. Just not the right move there. And then you got some bad plays down the stretch, especially that play with 5 seconds left on the shot clock. Serge Ibaka calls a timeout, and then that was the Raptors' final timeout, which really hurts. But Van Vliet, I'm not sure if he wasn't told in the huddle or wasn't aware of the 5 seconds on the clock and the play wasn't drawn for him, but man, did he come up small in that opportunity. With 5 seconds left on the shot clock, instead of creating a play or running up, he was casually bringing out the basketball, and then I think he hears something from the bench. Go, you have 5 seconds, and he runs, takes a deep contested 3, falling very short, barely grazing the rim, and a tough possession to have. Less than a minute to go in the game could have really changed the makeup of this game, because the Raptors did lose by 1 possession, so that was a tough one. And then you had Lowry missing a clutch free throw down the stretch. Even though Lowry was great in this game, that 1 free throw could have been the difference right here, but still, that's tough to nitpick right there as to what Lowry did in that quarter. That fourth quarter, he was sensational. You could also say that the Toronto Raptors made the mistake of not doubling LeBron James. Now, don't get me wrong. He got the ball inbounded in the backcourt. So if you did double him, you may have forced the ball out of his hands into somebody else's hands, like maybe Kevin Love or Kyle Korver or somebody. But the plan to not double him and just play single coverage on him was working. And honestly, if that shot doesn't go in, we're talking about a different story altogether. So going back in time and saying, oh, they should have doubled LeBron, easy to say, but you gotta live with the results you have. So OG did do a good job of contesting him, but as Lowry said in the post game, you know he's going left, and he went left and just hit a tough shot. At the end of the day, the great players make tough shots and game-winning plays, and that's exactly what he did. Now, Casey did go with the decision to play Van Vliet to start the game. Now, it wasn't successful at the beginning. Van Vliet did go 2 of 9 from the game, 1 of 7 from 3, I believe, and just wasn't getting it going offensively, but he did provide an extra player to play defense on George Hill, and he was pressuring George Hill 95 feet. Lowry was pressuring George Hill 95 feet. I like the full court press because it really put pressure on the Cleveland Cavaliers, and wouldn't you know it, the full court pressure actually led to some turnovers. The Raptors only turned the Cleveland Cavaliers over 3 times in that second game, but in this game Cleveland turned the ball over 12 times. So you know the pressure and the change of defense was really getting to them. Now let's go with what worked. First off, the full court pressure definitely worked. Second, having Van Vliet in the starting lineup was okay for now, but playing Serge Ibaka was huge because Serge Ibaka played amazing. Benching DeMar DeRozan when he was having a rough game, huge. Benching JV, huge. Great tactical moves by Dwayne Casey because all the moves that he made in terms of substitutions were fantastic down the stretch. And man, Jakob Poeltl and Cesar Floor, who has been struggling in the series, which I was fine with because the rest of the guys really picked up the slack and really played well. He played CJ Miles more minutes and he came through with huge shots down the stretch and in early in the game to help the Raptors still hang around during the game and not let this game get out of hand. Also, you played OG and Siakam at times that it really worked. Both guys played exceptionally well defending and really helped the Raptors in the fourth quarter building a defensive identity and really helped in this game. Now you also had great execution down the stretch. The Raptors were able to score efficiently in that fourth quarter and were able to defend at a high level, which allowed the Raptors to cut back into that deficit and really make this game very close and very winnable. You gotta give it to the Raptors. Dwayne Casey really pushed these guys to come out with a good fight, and man did they fight. The Raptors played amazing in that fourth quarter and that second half, and it really showed. The Raptors did have a chance to win this game, man, but just couldn't finish it off. This is probably the toughest game to lose. Out of the 3 games, this one pretty much hurt the most because the Raptors really had a great chance of winning. You had the momentum, everything was going your way, just unlucky to not reach overtime. Man, Serge Ibaka having a great game like this, especially on the defensive end with that 4 blocks, big time shots with that 3-pointer were really huge in this game. Serge Ibaka may be the key for the Raptors in this series since he is able to guard Kevin Love, able to defend the rim at a high level without fouling. But man, did the refs really hurt the Raptors in this game. Tons of calls that the Raptors could have had, 50-50 calls. LeBron James and his, I guess, persuasion or just power just willed the referees to change decisions on the fly. Really shocking, I would say, but not really, because I can't believe these guys. For LeBron James to change an and one call on a Ibaka dunk into a non-shooting foul and inbounding play was ludicrous. I couldn't believe that bullshit. Man, that play right there, it cut the lead to 7 with Serge Ibaka going to the line for a free throw. Instead, it turns to a 10-point lead once again. Serge Ibaka then takes a bad 3, and then the Raptors do not score at the end for the rest of the quarter, and then bam, the lead is back to 15 all of a sudden, and that play was massive. Then you have the play where LeBron James drives into the paint, gets blocked by Serge Ibaka, but since he misses the shot, the refs are like, oh, foul. Man, if you're watching the play and just waiting for him to miss the shot, then call the foul, it's bullshit, man. He missed the foul, he missed the shot, just play on. And then you have another one where CJ Miles apparently hits him off the back, and then he casually just falls down to make the situation even better. Man, this guy, he flops all the time, just ridiculous. And he complains on every play, no technicals, no nothing. And they even change your own calls. That's just ridiculous, man. The league's got to look into something like this. But since LeBron James is the league, I don't think anything's going to change. Just tough when you're battling. And then the referees aren't on your side as well. It's rough. The Raptors do have tons of room to improve for Game 4. First off, 17 turnovers is not 17 turnovers is not going to help you win games. I know you guys forced 12 turnovers on the Cleveland Cavaliers, but 17 turnovers is way too many turnovers. The Raptors did win the rebounding battle. 14 assists is way too low. And DeMar DeRozan, you got to show up in Game 4. Kyle Lowry carried the load and carried the team and fought back in this game. Huge. Dwayne Casey does have a lineup that he sees that has been productive with Kyle Lowry, Van Vliet, CJ Miles, Serge Ibaka at the 5, and then you got Dwayne Casey has a lineup that he's now seen that has been productive with Kyle Lowry, Van Vliet, CJ Miles, Siakam, and Ibaka. It's working defensively and offensively. So now he has a lineup that he knows can be effective against the Cleveland Cavaliers, against their LeBron James and Kevin Love lineup with 3 shooters. So honestly, with this momentum, the Raptors could really see something growing here. But DeMar DeRozan definitely needs to show up, and if he does replace somebody, it might just be Siakam. It looks like the Raptors do need DeMar DeRozan and his scoring and his ability to drive into the lane, because the Raptors definitely need some scoring punch. Guys, hit the like button, share and subscribe to Raptors Wrap Up Podcast. I'm your host Adam Lingam, and that's me signing off. Peace.